2 weeks after mourning Adunni's death, Alagbede, who has been Morolake's maidservant for years, lost her only daughter. She was so bittered, pained, and couldn't be consoled. She got angry and went to meet Morolake. "Now that I have lost my child because of you, I am ready to expose our secret to the whole village. This death must stop," she said. Morolake looked at Alagbede and laughed. "Do you think the village will believe you? Do you think they will choose you over me? You, an ordinary maid. Your words hold no significance. Anyways, go ahead, I dare you." Alagbede immediately fell to her knees and begged Morolake, "Please, this has to stop. Let us confess our secret so that peace will return to the village." Alagbede's pleas fell on Morolake's deaf ears as Morolake kept on laughing and making jest of her. Later that night, Alagbede went to the chief priest's house and confessed everything. 20 years ago, when Morolake was desperate for a child, I took her to a powerful herbalist. The herbalist told us that Morolake is not destined to have a child, but he can help her conceive. He said there is a demigod in between the skies and the earth. He was imprisoned there for his thirst for maidens' blood. He said if Morolake is willing, he will free the demigod from his prison and place him in Morolake's womb, which Morolake agreed to. The herbalist also told us that this god will cause a lot of death in the village. To my surprise, Morolake agreed without thinking twice. I tried really hard to convince her, but she had made up her mind already. And ever since the death of Adewale, the deaths began. The chief priest drew in a deep breath and was speechless for a while after this shocking revelation. He finally spoke. He said, "What you women did is a very big abomination, and you yourself already received your punishment with your daughter's death." The chief priest called for the council of elders. Immediately Alagbede left and told them everything he had heard. Early the next morning, they stormed the Baale's house and confronted Morolake. However, Morolake didn't seem bothered. Instead, she chased them out of her house. Unknown to any of them, Adewale overheard their conversation and was shocked at this revelation, but he didn't say anything to his mother. He headed straight to the chief priest's house. Immediately the chief priest set his eyes on Adewale. He fell to his knees and begged Adewale to spare his life. Adewale was confused and told the chief priest that he possesses no powers. He is surprised at everything that is happening. The chief priest rose up to his feet and took Adewale to his inner room. It was there that Adewale told him of the strange occurrences that he has always been experiencing since he was a child. He said, "Since I've been little, I don't have any recollection of my dreams. I don't remember what happens after I sleep I only know that I wake up the next morning. It is usually as if I died at night and wake up the next morning. However, something strange happened a day to my marriage to Adoni. I woke up at midnight to ease myself for the first time. This was so strange to me, but I wasn't bothered. Suddenly, I saw myself standing beside Adoni, who was fast asleep on a mat. Before I knew what was going on, a spirit left her body and entered into me. Then I woke up immediately. I thought it was a dream till I heard of her death. After Adewale left, the chief priest consulted the oracle and made sacrifices to the gods of the land. Days later, the chief priest sent for Adewale. Adewale, the gods have spoken. They said if we truly want peace to return to our village, you must offer yourself up as a sacrifice. Adewale was shocked and he left the chief priest's house devastated. He thought about what he has heard for 3 days. On the third day, he went to meet his mother and said, "Mommy, I wish to go on a journey to a faraway land and I will be back in the next 3 months. Morolake wasn't pleased with what she was hearing. She was reluctant at first, but later agreed and gave him her blessings. 3 months passed, but Adewale never returned home. His mother waited day and night in her compound for her son's arrival, but he never came back. After the 4th month, she sent for the chief priest. When the chief priest arrived, Morolake threw herself at his feet and begged him to help her find out from the gods if her son is still alive. The chief priest looked at her in anger and asked, "For the past 4 months since Adewale left the village, have you heard the death of any maiden?" Morolake answered, "No, chief priest." The chief priest smiled and said, "You already have the answer that you are looking for." Morolake screamed and threw herself on the ground. "What have you done to my son?" He offered himself as sacrifice to bring peace back to the village. You brought in an abomination and he left with it, the chief priest answered her. Immediately, the chief priest ordered the guards to drag Morolake out of her house and she was paraded round the village. The chief priest and the elders ordered that Morolake and Alagbede be banished out of Alagbede village forever. Thank you for listening to the story. If you want more stories from African Stories Hub, kindly like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.